Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Take your hands off Palestine!
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 Thank you. Very grateful to be here. I live in Germany, and in Germany the atmosphere is a bit different to the atmosphere of solidarity that we have here. I know that here too there are attacks, there is slander, there are people who use the accusation of anti-Semitism in a very cynical and malicious way. But I think here there is more of an understanding that there is injustice, and injustice must be fought. And in Germany, we have a shocking situation where everybody talks about the crimes of the past, the crimes against Jews by the Nazis. And they say, we have learned, we are sorry, we know better now. If we had lived then, we wouldn't have done that. We wouldn't have denounced our neighbors. We would have stood up to the Nazis. We would have joined the resistance.
No.
And what do we see now in Germany? We see that they can't even speak. There is no Gestapo waiting to arrest them and their families. There are only people who will say, that sounds anti-Semitic. Are you an Israel hater? That's it. They don't have to go to prison. They don't have to be executed. They are just too cowardly to speak. And so I am grateful for everyone who is not too cowardly to speak and who enjoys the power of solidarity and of speaking in solidarity. And I know I don't have to tell you that we're approaching October. That means we're approaching 1 year of genocide. Did we ever think that we would be using such words? 1 year of genocide. 1 year in which we could watch every day from morning until evening images of schools, neighborhoods being destroyed, of children dismembered, of families in body bags. Did we think that this would be the year that passes and that it would not stop, it would not change? That politicians, some would say, yes, this is very terrible and this is a humanitarian crisis and we must make sure that there is enough aid, and we ask all sides to be calm and not to escalate, and we must give negotiations a chance, and blah and blah and blah. And on the other side we have those who say, yes, Israel must defend itself. Israel is facing terrorists. Israel is facing extremists. And these extremists are also on our streets. And these extremists are migrants coming into our country and taking over our culture. Because many of the people attacking Palestine and spreading hatred against Palestinians are the same people who spread hatred against Jews and against queers and against all minorities. These are fascists and we must fight them together. And we have only seen on the international stage, we have only seen real solidarity from the global south, most of all from South Africa. Because South Africa's lawsuit at the International Court of Justice in The Hague, this is one powerful instrument that can lead other countries step by step to end their collusion and their collaboration with Israel at many different levels: the political, the economic, the cultural, the academic, because there are so many ways in which the countries of the so-called West are entangled with Israel. And these are things that we can demand from our politicians and from the people controlling our cultural and educational systems. These are things that we can demand be ended, that ties are cut with this genocidal apartheid state. And as the comrade said, I represent a Jewish organization, and for those Jews who stand in solidarity with Palestinians, next to the disgust and the horror of the genocide and of the silence of most people, there's been the additional horror of the so-called leaders of Jewish organizations and institutions siding with Israel, with genocide, and saying that the safety of Jews in our countries depends on supporting Israel and on demonizing Muslims and migrants. And so many Jews all over the world, more and more on all continents, are saying, we reject this. We reject the Zionist state and its genocidal policies. And we raise our voices against those who claim to speak in our name. And most importantly, we stand with our Palestinian brothers and sisters and with everyone else who is in solidarity with them. Because only if we are together can we be strong enough to defeat the enemies of justice and the enemies of freedom. Even though there's been so much horror this last year, such unspeakable horror that we have never witnessed before, a second Nakba greater than the first. Nonetheless, there has been an explosion of solidarity, a growth of our movement. I have seen hope that has not been there before. Young people all over the world, in Europe and America and on other continents, have been gripped by a passion for solidarity, for activism. They have been taking initiative. They have been standing up at universities and showing the world that they will not be silent on this, that this is something that doesn't just concern Palestinians or Arabs or Muslims. This concerns everyone in the world who cares about justice.
Yeah!
And I want to remind all of you, dear comrades, that the road to liberation is long. When this genocide ends, as it will at some point, far too late, when this genocide ends, the struggle will continue still for years, just as it continued for years and for decades before this genocide. And I ask you, comrades, and I urge you to maintain your solidarity beyond that point, to hold on to the strength that has grown between us, to support everyone who has joined our ranks, who has heard the call of solidarity, to keep that struggle going, not to stop hitting the streets because the genocide is over and because maybe the news headlines are no longer about Gaza, but they're about something else. Please, we have to stay strong and present. We have to stay visible and loud and inescapable. We have to be there reminding people that we will only rest when Palestine is free. Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Fuck Israel!
Yeah!
I love you, man! I love you, man! Free Palæstina, guys!
Ja. Vi står her ved Tivoli, et såkaldt nationalt klenodie. En forlystelsespark for alle borgere i Danmark og turister fra hele verden. Men Tivoli er måske slet ikke for alle.
Nej!
Ikke for dem, der tror på ligeværd for alle og retten til liv. Sidste måned som gæst i parken, der blev jeg stoppet herinde af Tivolis vagter. De ville smide mig ud af haven på grund af denne her t-shirt, hvor der står boykot Israel. Et budskab om medmenneskelighed og et økonomisk signal til besættelsesmagten om at standse deres krigsforbrydelser. Man kan i hvert fald konstatere, at Tivoli har en lang tradition for at understøtte racistiske og dehumaniserende tendenser i samfundet. Som dengang tilbage i 1905, da 2 små børn blev bortført fra Dansk Vestindien, for så at blive fremvist for publikum ind i Tivoli i et bur. Det er en true story. Det var glædeligt at se den bølge af forargelse mod Tivoli og solidaritet med budskabet, der rejste sig. Tak for det alle sammen. Og jeg tror, at Tivoli, de tænker sig lidt mere om fremover, efter at haven blev fyldt med fredelige aktivister, der spredte det gode budskab. Og den forargelse og solidaritet, den er enormt vigtig. Ikke kun blandt jer, der er her i dag, og som utrætteligt går til demoer og kæmper for Palæstina, men ude i hele samfundet. Men venner, ærligt talt, så er sagen om Tivoli ikke særlig vigtig i det store billede. I'm sorry to say. Det er enormt stærkt, at I kunne mobilisere så hurtigt og effektivt. Men vi skal også holde overblik og fokus på de vigtige aktører. Tivoli er et symbol, så da de opfører sig hyklerisk og ikke kan finde ud af at ændre politik og beklage, så er det helt på sin plads, at de får øvet. Det er også vigtigt at bryde igennem muren af tavshed fra eliten og fra medierne og nå ud til de borgere, der ikke selv opsøger information om Palæstina. Og det er fedt at se, at det er muligt. Og lad os sammen arbejde på at gøre det samme for de vigtige sager, for det man har nok af.